Welcome to 2K Top 10, where we dive deep into the fascinating corners of history. Today, we're uncovering 10 lesser-known facts about ancient Rome that will surprise you and change the way you think about this iconic empire. We will go beyond the well-known stories of gladiators and emperors to reveal details that even history buffs might not know. You are going to want to stick around to see some of these amazing and crazy unknown facts. Let's begin our countdown. Believe it or not, the ancient Romans had their own version of fast food. It was called thermopolia, street-side shops where you could buy hot meals ready to eat. These places were crucial for the lower and working classes because many Romans lived in insulae, which were apartments without kitchens. Thermopolia offered soups, stews, bread, wine, and more, all served from large terracotta jars built into stone counters. While the elite dined lavishly at home, the average Roman citizen often relied on these convenient spots for their daily meals. Archaeological sites like Pompeii have revealed several intact thermopolia, showing us just how popular they were. Fast food culture wasn't invented by modern society, it goes back to ancient times. The color purple wasn't just a fashion statement in ancient Rome, it was a marker of extreme wealth and political power. The dye, known as Tyrian purple, came from a specific species of sea snail called murex. Harvesting the dye was labor-intensive. It could take tens of thousands of snails to produce just a single ounce of purple dye. This made it incredibly expensive, more valuable than gold. Only the emperor and the highest-ranking senators were permitted to wear the color, usually as a purple stripe on their togas. In fact, it was illegal for commoners to wear purple, punishable by death. The color became so symbolic of Roman power that it was later adopted by Byzantine emperors and the church to signify divinity and royalty. The Romans were master builders, and one of their greatest innovations was their concrete, known as opus caementitium. What made Roman concrete unique was its use of volcanic ash, which gave it strength and allowed it to set underwater, crucial for building ports, bridges, and aqueducts. The Pantheon in Rome, with its massive, unreinforced concrete dome, is a testament to this material's durability. Today, scientists are studying Roman concrete to learn how it has survived for over 2,000 years, while modern concrete crumbles after a few decades. The secret seems to lie in the specific mix of volcanic ash and lime, which created chemical reactions that allowed it to self-heal over time. This ancient building material has remained a mystery we are only just beginning to understand. When we think of ancient cities, we often imagine sprawling villas and grand palaces. But most Romans lived in multi-story apartment buildings that housed many families. These buildings could be as high as 6 or 7 stories, with the wealthy living on the lower levels and the poorer classes squeezed into small, cramped rooms at the top. Unlike the luxurious Roman villas you may have seen in movies, were often poorly constructed and dangerous, prone to fires and collapses. Rome's fire department, was kept busy trying to prevent disasters. Despite these risks, were the most practical solution to housing the massive population of Rome, which numbered over 1 million people at its height. Starting with Julius Caesar, the Roman Senate began deifying their emperors. After their death, certain emperors were declared gods, and the people were expected to worship them in the same way they worshipped Jupiter or Mars. Temples were built in their honor, and festivals were held where sacrifices were made to their divine spirits. For living emperors like Augustus, this cult of personality wasn't just about ego, it was a political tool. By presenting himself as a divine figure, Augustus solidified his power over the Roman Empire and ensured loyalty from the people. This practice continued for centuries and even influenced later religious traditions, as the idea of a divine ruler became embedded in Roman and Byzantine culture. In today's world, public bathrooms are private affairs, but in ancient Rome it was a completely different story. Roman public restrooms were communal, and they could accommodate up to 20 or more people at once, sitting side by side on stone benches with holes. There were no partitions, and people would often chat or discuss business while doing their business. These public latrines were connected to Rome's extensive sewer system, which was one of the most advanced in the ancient world. And forget toilet paper. The Romans used a sponge on a stick that was shared by everyone in the facility. It might sound unhygienic by today's standards, but it was considered normal in Roman society. Here's a fact that might make you cringe. The Romans used urine to wash their clothes. Why? Urine contains ammonia, which is an effective cleaning agent. Public urinals were set up all over the city, and people were encouraged to deposit their urine into large vats. This urine was collected and used in public laundries to whiten and clean clothes. It worked so well that Emperor Vespasian introduced a tax on urine, which became a source of revenue for the empire. So next time you think ancient societies were primitive, remember they had some surprisingly effective, though unusual, cleaning methods. Gladiators weren't just slaves forced to fight in brutal battles, they were also celebrities. Successful gladiators attracted the attention of wealthy patrons who would sponsor them. Much like modern athletes have endorsements, these gladiators could receive money, gifts, and even free meals. Fan clubs would gather to cheer them on, and some gladiators became so popular that they amassed significant wealth. Graffiti from Pompeii reveals fan loyalty, with messages like "Celadus the Thracian is the girl's heartthrob." Despite their dangerous profession, gladiators could gain fame and fortune, transforming them from slaves into stars. If you thought modern graffiti was new, think again. The Romans were leaving their mark on public walls thousands of years ago. In cities like Pompeii, people scratched messages, jokes, and even political commentary on walls. These writings give us an insight into the humor, love lives, and daily concerns of ordinary Romans. One famous piece of graffiti from a tavern reads, "We two dear men, friends forever, we're here. If you want to know our names, they are Gaius and Aulus." From insults to love notes, this graffiti shows that human nature hasn't changed much over the centuries. The Romans didn't just invent the aqueduct, they also pioneered central heating. Wealthy Romans had a heating system called where hot air generated from a furnace would circulate underneath the floors and through the walls of their homes and public bathhouses. This made Roman winters much more bearable and was a status symbol for those who could afford it. Bathhouses like the Baths of Caracalla used the Hippocrates system to keep rooms warm and comfortable year-round. This was an incredible engineering feat, considering it was over 2,000 years ago. The system required careful maintenance, with slaves tending the fires beneath the floors, ensuring a consistent temperature. It wasn't just homes and baths that benefited. Roman saunas and steam rooms were also equipped with this technology. While this luxury was reserved for the wealthy, it shows how advanced Roman engineering truly was. The hypercourse system is even considered the precursor to modern underfloor heating. And that concludes our journey through the fascinating, lesser-known facts about ancient Rome. From fast food and heated floors to gladiators with sponsorships, this ancient civilization was filled with innovation, luxury, and surprises. The Romans' achievements were truly ahead of their time, and their legacy continues to influence our modern world. If you liked this, why not check out our video on Top 10 MI6 operations? Don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more exciting history content, and drop a comment below about which fact surprised you the most. Thanks for watching, and until next time, keep exploring history with us.